Again, I didn't even know that until the Inspector General of Police came to Abeokuta to say that it was the first time in the history of Nigeria that the state government, in one single ceremony, will donate 13 brand new 2012 state-of-the-art armored personnel carriers to the police. That was what Mr. Governor and the government gave to Nigerian Police Command. At the same ceremony, the government donated to Nigerian Police 125 fully kitted patrol vans. Today, if you come to Ogun State, you will see our APCs, you will see our patrol vans. It's not just every patrol vans, they were fully kitted, they are fully enabled, they are fully wired, such that if there is a crime in any part of the state, it's just a call. There's a control center that they know and they can coordinate. As I speak to you, we have also expended money on other security assets. You know, things like security, we don't discuss everything outside. We are investing in a lot of things to support Nigerian police. And what result have we got? Very simple. Today the banks are back in business. Today our people, and we can say that we can beat our chest, are able to sleep with their two eyes closed. Ogun State used to be the dumping ground for all the armed robbers that were chasing from Lagos. Today, they have been chased away from Ogun State itself. I'm not saying that crime don't occur again, no. I'm saying that our capacity to respond to such challenges and to crush has been significantly enhanced, such that our people and our state is far, far, far safer than we met it.
Okay, let's move quickly to health.
Again, today in Ogun State, health is completely free from conception to age 5. Antenatal, postnatal, all of those are not completely free in Ogun State. And then from age 65 till the locals you home. We met a dilapidated health system. It used to be one of the best in the country at the time. Again, like most structures in the state, it has collapsed. We are doing our best to reboot it. Within our first 100 days in office, we managed to renovate, upgrade, or build anew 47 primary health care centers. As I speak to you, we have completed our flagship primary health center, which is one at Totoro. If you go there now, it's ready for commissioning. We have now built our own. It is expected, Mr. Governor is desirous to put, we have 236 wards in the state. We want to put at least one standard primary health center in every ward in Ogun State. Those are hard facts. A couple of weeks back, about 5 weeks ago, we launched the Ogun State ambulance services with 4 brand new, fully kitted state-of-the-art ambulances, and then we renovated some 10 others. We are very active in polio and Lassa fever advocacy. Indeed, Ogun State was the first state in the southwest to be adjudged to be Lassa fever free. We are doing quite a lot of work in all of these areas, and I can tell you, like I mentioned also earlier about the medical employment, because we met empty hospitals and all of those, we have employed over 800 medical staff, doctors, pharmacists, and all of those to support the system. Unlike things like housing that you can see immediately, health is more like things you don't, it's like consumables. But I want to tell you very confidently that our people are far, far happier than we met in 2021 when we came.
Okay. The youths, I am really particular about the youths, because if you get it right with the youths, I mean, you find a lasting peace in a country. Because when the youths are hopeless, then there's a problem. So let's look at agriculture from the point of view of the youth. What is the strategy to encourage the youth to, get involved the more?
For us in Ogun State, agriculture is key. It is key because if you look back into history, what did Baba Adeoluwa and his team, what they used to do, all of those good things that we mentioned in Western State to agriculture. 25 story in about 1962 or thereabout, it was agriculture. There was no oil in Nigeria. When they built the first industrial estate in Nigeria, the industrial estate, it was agriculture. When they built the stadium at Ibadan, it was agriculture. When they brought the first black television to Black Africa, in their time, it was agriculture. So we are not, the fact is not lost on us that agriculture, if well harnessed, if well handled, particularly the value chain, like you said, in the area of youth empowerment, youth employment, and all of those. Our dream in Ogun State is to clothe and feed Lagos. Lagos is already full to its brims. We have set up, we are collaborating with two agencies. There is an institution called Songhai Farms in Benin Republic. And then we are collaborating also with University of California. They have come to see on Ogun. These two institutions have come to see on Ogun State, and we have signed the relevant MOU. And as I speak, we have cleared land for them in the three centralities of the state, and they have started work. In addition, we have set up a number of vocational training institutions across the state where our youths are engaged. Let me mention this. The wife of the governor is doing quite a lot also to empower our youths. She has this program called Uplift Our Youths, Uplift the Aged. The last program they did, 1,500 Ogun State youths were actually trained in all manner of things, and upon graduation they were given cash and equipment to start off. We are doing so much, and that is the truth. Like I said, do me a favor, put a call across to home, and people tell you that for the first time in Ogun State, the office of the first aid guard is used together. They were trained. After training, they were given equipment to start in hairdressing, in barber, in electronics, in small repairs, and they were indeed giving cash, not loan, cash gift to set up their businesses. This is in addition to the vocational training centers that have been established across the state. We have an office manned by a senior special assistant to the governor on youth, and this is all they do.
I can assure you that I won't put a call to Ogun State because I believe what you have been saying, but there's one thing I would do. I would pay a visit to Ogun State.
Oh, fantastic.
To do a documentary of this progress
you are more
that
than
is
welcome.
being perpetrated by the agent of change.
You are more than welcome at that time.
Yeah. So we are getting there. Now, I want to look at the issue of housing. And could you talk briefly about the strategy to be able to house and make sure Ogun indigenes, no matter how poor, are able to afford a decent house?
Yes.
To live in.
We have a full-fledged Ministry of Housing in Ogun State that is coordinating that aspect of governance. But like I told our stakeholders yesterday, the business of government really is to provide the enabling environment for private sector to thrive in that direction. Yes, since we came, we made some uncompleted projects, and we had completed them and handed over the keys to the beneficiaries. We are doing a new government city. We are doing a new Abiodun Center. But essentially, what we have done is that we have cleared and allocated land to the Ministry of Housing. But as a policy trust, our addition believes that our role is to provide that environment for the private sector to move in and do their business and thrive. What we are doing as government really is to do a new government city. We are doing a new government city entirely. We are doing a new Abiodun Center. Before we came, what the last government did was to plot out Abiodun Center into plots, that old secretariat, and they just allocated it to their friends. We have taken it back. It's a common patrimony, is something that should not just go to friends and cronies. It is back now as government property, and that we are turning into Abeokuta city center that we have in Dubai and any of these city centers of the world. Apart from that, Mr. Gordon was in Malaysia. He was in Malaysia, he was in Thailand to meet some prospective investors who were willing on PPP basis to help us do a new government city. The government city will be in about 4 or 5 phases. People who will support them with facilities, sight and sound, all of those, and they can do their business, and our people can buy, they can buy into it and have a decent place to live. But like I said, it's when government try to do everything, that you have the prayer of corruption, the prayer of nepotism, all of those. No, we will not do that.
Okay. All right. That's very encouraging. I mean, we are, craving for a responsive government. And once again, I would say that I think the agent of change that is being, called the governor now is well befitting. And let's look at the issue of tourism. Tourism, I think, from my opinion, nationally and state-wise, have not been harnessed enough, because we hardly know the tourism potential or tourism potentials that is in Nigeria. Looking at it from the point of view of Nigerians abroad, and the Europeans and the Americans actually knowing what is there in Nigeria. What can we do about it from the point of view now of Ogun State?
Yes.
What strategy is being put in place to internationalize the tourism potentials in?
As much as possible, I like to refrain from talking about the failings of the last government. But let me tell you what you have done. Before we came, there was no tourism industry at all in Ogun State. For the first time in the history of Ogun State, we have created a full-fledged Ministry of Culture and Tourism with a full commissioner to man it. It is new in Ogun State. I can tell you again, because we know, there are so many countries in the world where it is tourism. It is tourism that gives them the greatest money in terms of IGR. I would think Ogun State also has the potential, if we're honest. We have a June 12 Cultural Center that was also moribund and dilapidated. I'm happy to tell you again that Mr. Governor has approved, and it has been done. It's been totally renovated. And today we have in Ogun State a new June 12 Cultural Center. We have approved a film village that is going to be located somewhere between Odeda and Ogumake in the Ogun Central Senatorial District. And it's being modeled after the Sun City in South Africa, where our actors and actresses, people that have things to do with culture and tourism, can actually sit down and think and practice their trade. We have, for the first time, appointed a full-fledged culture and tourism practitioner as general manager of Lumarok Complex. You see, if you talk about Ogun State, it's just Lumarok, and that's all. We think it should be more. We have upgraded the department to a full-fledged ministry. We have approved the film village that will take off very, very soon, because we are giving all that they need. And like I said, it will be, if you know Sunset in South Africa, that is the model that they are following. For the first time in Ogun State last year, on 30th December, we had an Ogun State Cultural Carnival. It's never happened before in Ogun State. We are going to Eyo. You may not know that Eyo did not come from Lagos. Eyo came from a Peru in Ogun State. By the time, when they do Eyo in Lagos, when they are closed, they said Eyo is going back to a Peru. How did you manage to lose that huge tourism potential? So these are the things we are going back to. We are going back to the basics, because we met nothing on ground. We are repackaging the true Eyo from its origin, which is a Peru in Ogun State. Now, these are some of the things that we are doing. You see, we have been there for 15 months because we met nothing. It takes time before these things come to fruition. And let me assure you, Mr. Governor will tell us we should not do any program that will not see the light of the day during our 4-year term. So before we leave, you are going to see the amount of contribution that tourism and culture will make to our Nigeria. The last Olympic Games in London, our Minister of Culture and Tourism had a stand where we came to showcase the potentials in Ogun State, the things we can do. Even our Adure, we brought it. You know, our youths are also talking about youth, how to do all of those things. So we are not unaware of the hidden potentials, but because we make nothing, we are just putting the foundations in place, and we trust that before we leave, our people begin to see the results of these efforts.
Okay. Mr. Taiwo, I must tell you that your coming to Pero's show today have been a blessing. In fact, the whole Nigerian delegates to the International Barr Conference that's happened in Ireland has been a blessing to Nigerians and Africans in Ireland. Seeing you people have inspired us, because it's not all the time that we do have the opportunity of seeing high powered government officials coming to Ireland the way you people have done this time. So I want to use this opportunity to ask you to send a message to Nigerians all over Ireland and other different parts of Europe about, you know, the need to be proud of their country, Nigeria.
Well, I have found out that contrary to the impression created in the Western press, that, you know, we read the Western press, all the report about Nigeria and Nigerians abroad are negative things. The truth is that, and this is well documented, we have so many Nigerians who are doing so well, who are in responsible employment, and they are contributing their quota to their host country and their host community. My message is that we should continue the Nigerians here in Ireland and everywhere in diaspora should continue to do those things that will put Nigeria in the positive light. Again, east or west, north or south, home is home.
Home is the best.
We will be more than welcome. You will be more than welcome when you come back home. You have lived abroad. You have seen those good things that we think our people should also enjoy. That is why if you come to Ogun State today, half of our community members are from the diaspora. In fact, some of them, we teach them how to speak language. A lot of our commissioners came from here. My special advisor on commerce came from Ireland to join us. So we have the deputy speaker of the assembly came from Ireland. In fact, the family is here. So the message is this: for each and every one of you, there is a space that is waiting for you to fill. Nobody, we don't have a monopoly of wisdom. We don't have a monopoly of ideas. We need to pull ideas together for us to move our country and our state forward.
Right.
Like I said, we cannot do it alone. Because you are doing so well here, continue to do that, continue to project Nigeria in a positive image. But beyond that, come home and add value to what you are doing. Like I said, I am not a professional politician. I am a professional that form myself in politics. And many of you here are also professionals. So I'm like you. So if you come home, if anybody told me 2 years ago that today I was sitting in office as critical as the Secretary to Government, I would say, my friend, go and jump to the sea. But today here I am. So the message to all of you is, please come and see what you are doing. Come and add value. Come and contribute your quota. And we have no other countries, Nigeria. If it does well, we will be happy. And then you should come home and add your own value.
Okay. Thank you so much, Barrister Taiwo Adeoluwa. Well, viewers, I have been talking to the Secretary to the State Government of Ogun State, Barrister Taiwo Adeoluwa. He has touched on different issues that borders on what you, Ogun State, and Nigerians in diaspora would always want to know. I believe that we've heard a lot, and we've learned a lot from speaking to Barrister Taiwo Adeoluwa, the Secretary to the State Government, Ogun State. It's been a pleasure. They've been here for the past 6 days. They came to attend the International Barr Conference Association. And until next week, when we come your way again, I just want to say peace and love, and don't do those things that you shouldn't do. And like Barrister Taiwo Adeoluwa said, you should be proud of your country. You should do those things that will make Nigeria be proud of you, and Nigerians all over the world be proud of who we are. It is all about who we are as Nigerians in diaspora. Once again, thank you and God bless.
Well, thank you for watching. God bless you. See you in Nigeria. Bye.
Thank you.